I don't recommend trading foreign exchanges. They're also called forex, or shares that are traded on another market outside the United States. Um, I don't recommend trading commodities, which is like oil, corn, wheat, stuff like that. Uh, Definitely don't touch currencies. If you're gonna try to trade currencies, you need to just go get your knowledge from somewhere else because I won't touch that stuff. Stock options. Now, there's stocks and then there's stock options. Stocks, basically, if it goes up, you gain money. Pretty simple. Stock options is um, you trying to predict what's going to happen. Go get a degree if you want to trade options, and you need to press the little pause button or the little X button up in the corner because you shouldn't be watching this if you want to trade options. That stuff is crazy. That is straight gambling, and you will be either bankrupt or a millionaire overnight. Don't want to have anything to do with that. Also, don't buy stocks because you know the name, as in Dell, Microsoft, Freddie Mac, or Verizon. Now, these are companies that I was interested in. Common names you're going to hear. You're like, oh yeah, that's got to be a good company because they're large. No, not necessarily. Um, when a company's been around for a while, they're not coming out with new products and they're not reinventing themselves and moving forward. Uh, they generally get really idle. So they're not really going to go up or down. They're going to fluctuate. It's basically like a sine wave, moving with the market. But generally, they're not going to escalate like the stocks you want to find are. Uh, Newer companies, but not brand new companies, not IPOs. An IPO company, remember, is an initial public offering. That's a company that basically just got on the stock market. Um, you don't want to, trust me, you don't want to invest in IPOs until you've been trading for a couple months. You kind of have that concept behind um, how much they fluctuate right away. Um, but newer companies that have been on the market for a year or two, or big companies that are coming out with new products like Google and Apple. Those are good companies. They're not necessarily always going to go up, but they're good. They have a good foundation. That's what I generally look for. I look for new products that are coming out. Like Apple comes out with new products all the time. Google is they come out with stuff daily. Seems like. Um, but companies that are coming out with new stuff, companies that are moving forward, not just making it through the market, but moving above it. In my next videos, I'm going to go into how to read charts. I'm going to go into how to select stocks, how to buy stocks, buy points, sell points, um, selling stocks short, which I'm going to go over that definition in that video because that definitely needs a little bit of explaining. Advanced market knowledge, like margin trading, and we'll get into all that later. Um, and I might also make a couple of videos on pattern recognition on charts, how to know or how to recognize stuff like cup and handles and flags and stuff like that. Which, if you're interested in that stuff now, go to Google, start looking at pattern matching or stock market chart patterns, anything like that. You'll find a good amount of knowledge out there. So there's a lot of rules that go into that stuff, and you'll learn that later on in my later videos. I do want to say a couple websites I use. I use Google Finance. That's a good website. It's free. It has Stock Screener. It You can get that pretty decent charts on there. I like their charts a lot, and they have news, they have indexes, they have all that stuff, and it's free and it's Google. So why wouldn't you want to use it? Investors.com. Now this website, this is actually where I learned the most about the stock market. This guy William O'Neill started this business, and he wrote a book. It's How to Trade Stocks, and it's a really good book. I really suggest buying it. It is worth the money. It's I want to say like $20 or $30. It's not bad at all. But investors.com, that's $30 a month, and they basically have a gigantic formula and a gigantic computer, and they run through all the stocks weekly and refine a list of 100, and they rate them from 1 to 100 on what they predict is going to grow over the next 36 months or tomorrow. Who knows? But they release that every Monday, and you also get a newspaper, electronic newspaper. It's usually about 40 pages long for the Monday edition, and then the Tuesday through Friday editions are about half that. Really good newspaper, goes into all kinds of information on the market. You will learn so much from them. It's worth it. $30 a month for $1,000 gains a month. I think it's worth it. Um, the trading company I use, my broker, if you will, is TD Ameritrade. I'll put the link in the bottom. That's a really good company. They have decent commission. Um, Now, what commission is when you buy or sell any stock, whatever your broker is, whoever your broker is going to charge you a commission. TD Ameritrade's $10, flat rate pretty much on everything. Um, so if you buy a stock, no matter how many shares you buy, it's $10. If you sell a stock, no matter how many shares it is, it's $10. Some companies are cheaper, and they're not worth it, in my opinion. TD Ameritrade, if you do a market order, which we talked about earlier, uh, it's almost instant. Their network is fast, it's secure, it's good. They have great trading tools. Um, some other websites like Scottrade, a lot of my friends use Scottrade. That's not a bad website at all. I like it. But you need to know a little bit about the market before you use Scottrade. Their website can be a little confusing. Um, Trade King, they're okay. Generally, the cheaper companies, or the companies that charge you less commission, uh, their website's not going to be as secure, which generally I'm worried about, because if I'm making all this money in the stock market and then I get hacked, I'm going to be pissed. So, they generally have lower security. Um, their market orders don't go through as fast. They don't have as many trading tools, all kinds of stuff. TD Ameritrade's trading tools, well, I'll put this up in a future video too, but you can see that they have quite a bit of tools, and it's fun. So, but yeah, TD Ameritrade's really good. I use them. Investors.com, Google Finance. Um, Mad Money on CNN. Or no, that's MSNBC. I believe. Either way, Mad Money with Jim Cramer. Um, I watch that every once in a while whenever I get the chance. He's got good knowledge, but you need to research what he says. Don't take his word for everything, because he's wrong too. All of us are wrong at one point or another. That's why I'm not going to tell you what stocks to buy or sell, or when to buy or sell them. I'll tell you what stocks I'm interested in and what I'm looking at, and I'll tell you generally how to buy stocks and how to sell stocks. I'm not going to tell you when to buy a specific stock, because that's your money, that's your judgment. But yeah, Jim Cramer, at the least, he's funny to watch. So I suggest checking that out. But for now, this video is done. If you guys have any questions, leave comments below. And I'll be making the next video pretty soon. The next video is going to be on how to read charts. I want to go over that before I go over how to select stocks and how to buy stocks. Obviously, because you need to know how to read charts before you start buying stocks. So reading charts is easy, but there's a lot of things that are in detailed that is definitely good knowledge to have. So I should be releasing that video in a couple days. All right.